Hi, my name is Doug McDormand, and I'm the instructor for Business 306, Statistics. I'm looking forward to introducing you to the world of statistics. Hey, my name is Doug McDormand, but you can call me Doug. That's what I prefer. And I just want to start actually by showing you a short PowerPoint about who I am and some of my interests. It's not going to be on the exam, but I thought you might be interested in what makes me tick. Anyways, I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next few days. Bye.
One of the first questions that you might have is, well, what's this guy's background in terms of academics, as well as why is he teaching this particular course and how long has he been at Red Deer College? I've been at Red Deer College for 31 years. So I started full-time in the fall of 89. I actually taught one section of stats back in the winter of 85 as a part-timer. I started teaching in 1983, right after I got my BCom degree at U of A, and taught at U of A in the management science program. So I taught intro stats, an advanced stats course, as well as management science operations research, which is similar to our operations management course here at RDC. Let's see. After 3.5 years, my wife graduated with her ed degree, and so we decided to do some traveling. We backpacked around the world for the better part of a year, and then came back, took some more courses, and so on, and ended up at Red Deer College in 1989. So I've been here for 31 years. During that time, I took my MBA part-time at U of A, and so my total time at U of A has actually been 16 years as either full-time or part-time student or faculty member. But I've been here for 31 years and started teaching computing and statistics. Back in 2001, I took a sabbatical because I was interested in the area of interpersonal skills and leadership. And there was an opportunity to work with Crossroads Church as their first executive pastor. And so I helped the church grow in a transition time from a community church called Oriole Park to Crossroads. And so we saw the staff grow. Oh, I think we tripled in size, and then the congregation quadrupled in size. I was actually there 3 years. I was on sabbatical for a year, and then 2.5 years. I asked for another 2.5 years while I worked half years here at RDC. So I was there for 3 years and learned a lot about leadership and communication. Came back and taught more stats and some leadership and communication courses, and also became chair of the program for 3 years. So I was chair of the commerce, the business admin, the financial services, and the management certificate programs for 3 years. And then in 2013, I had a 6-month secondment, which actually turned out to be 8 months, where I was the first associate dean of the Donald School of Business. So I've had a long number of years with teaching and also in terms of some administration here. What do I do when I'm not at the college? Well, oh, sorry, I missed a slide here. Just a summary of the courses that I've taught at RDC and U of A here. So there's 24 different titles here, although a lot of them are the same kind of courses, just named differently. 3 main areas. So the yellow ones are the statistics courses that I've taught. And then the blue ones are the computing courses that I've taught. And then the red ones are the interpersonal skills and leadership courses. There's a few other odd courses like the Intro to Management course and the Business Policy course, Operations Management in the lower right, where I've got my 4 U of A courses. And that is actually, it was called Operations Research, and it was kind of a mix between statistics and computing. And then selected topics in management, where we try out new courses. Now, what do I do when I'm not teaching? Well, as I mentioned, I'm involved with Crossroads Church, and so I'm on the board there. I've also been heading up the Alpha program there for the last 21 years, which is a 10-week course introducing people to the basics of Christianity. And I think we've run about 60 courses there, so I've been involved with that. In the lower right, you'll see that there's a logo for Toastmasters, and Toastmasters is a program or a club actually that teaches you how to public speak as well as how to lead. And I got my Distinguished Toastmasters designation a few years ago. And it's something that I really recommend for all business students, that you really should take that at some point. What do I do when I'm not in Red Deer? Well, I'm probably at the lake. And so I own 5 acres just east of Edmonton, and it's something that's been in the family for a long time. I used to really grow up there when I was a kid on weekends and especially in the summer. When I was 21, I built a little cabin there, and that's where we raised our kids in the summers and on weekends. And so, well, I'm actually heading out there again in a few days for the long weekend. In the lower right, you'll see a picture of my friend Katie. She's the only dog I've ever owned. She's a Heeler Collie cross, and she's almost 17 now. And so she's not chasing balls as she used to, but she's still a good pal of mine. In terms of sports, when I was in my 20s and 30s, I was heavily involved with windsurfing. I think I spent all of my 20s wet. And although I haven't really done the wave jumping in the upper right because I don't live in Hawaii, the other pictures probably show how I windsurf. I also like to play a good game of squash, although I wouldn't necessarily say that the games I play are good. I'm not in the same category as, say, somebody like Lisa Henderson, but I do enjoy squash, and there's a picture of me with my daughter, Wendy. I'm not a big sports spectator fan, although I did grow up in Edmonton, and so I tried to never miss an Edmonton Eskimos game. And in terms of the Oilers, I'm kind of a fair weather fan with them, and so I watch them when they're in the playoffs. So that means I haven't watched a lot of Oilers hockey in the last many years. And that's also why there's a picture of Wayne Gretzky in the bottom right, because in the 80s, of course, Gretzky was there, and the Oilers and the Eskimos were at the top of their game. Let me introduce you to the most important people in my life. This is my best friend and wife, Carol. We've been married for 36 years. She is a teacher at Fairview Elementary. She teaches grade 1 and 2 and also music to pretty well all the kids in the school. We've got 4 lovely daughters, and this is a picture that goes back a few years, but they haven't changed a whole lot since then. And so I'll introduce you to each one. This is Becky, my oldest. She's now 30, and she's married to Patrick, who is a counselor. They live in Langley, BC, and they gave us 2 wonderful grandchildren. That's Deacon, who's 3, and Hannah is 1. And they're actually with us now for a couple of weeks, and so they may come storming in, and you might hear them in the background, but I think they're out for a walk right now. Becky's following in her dad's footsteps, and so she is a university teacher at Trinity Western University, where she's teaching in the theater program. This is my second daughter, Heidi. Heidi is our nature girl, and so you'll often find her in the mountains, and she is working with a construction company in Red Deer. This is my third daughter, Wendy. You can see that she's an RDC graduate. She married Stephen a couple of years ago, who's a CPA. Wendy is a teacher in a preschool program at Sylvan Lake. This is my youngest daughter, Jenny. She's 24 now. Picture on the upper left actually was when she was much younger, so the other pictures are more recent pictures. She is living with her boyfriend, Matthew, in Toronto, and she's trying to break into the music business. She just released her first album. She goes by the stage name Isla Frey. So if you went to islafrey.com, you could click the stream button and you could actually listen to her first album, which has 11 songs on it. And if you listen to using YouTube there, you can hear all of the songs unless you have a subscription to Spotify or something. I think they're good songs. Let me know what you think of them. Anyways, that is my family. Here's a picture of all of us, except Matthew's not there and the little ones aren't there. I was at a recent wedding. So that is a little bit about me, and I'm looking forward to getting to know you better in the next few weeks. Bye.